is our GMC Bandera that we live in, and come check it out.
So we've been living in the van now for about 9 months.
Yeah.
We started in Halifax. We lived in it for a month there, but it was really cold. It was like
it was in
November. 20. Yeah. But yeah, and then we took off to Ontario.
And yeah, we've pretty much been on the road since April of last year. So yeah, like almost a year. We spent 3 months in Ontario. We worked there for a little bit. And then we left Ontario, went to BC, Vancouver Island, worked there for a couple months. And then decided kind of last minute to go down to RTR. And we just got back from RTR. We were down there for like a month and a half, which is cool. I mean, we didn't really actually go to RTR, but we went down there.
The intents were pure, but it got us down there to the nice warm weather for a little bit. Now we're back in BC. We built out the van for a summer in Halifax. Michael did 95% of the work.
99.
But yeah, it took us, what, 3 months?
Yeah, 3 months.
To build
just
it all
working
out.
On weekends.
Yeah.
Like when we got the van, it was all original interior, which is really cool. And we thought about keeping it, but it was kind of covered in mold and mouse poop. So we're just like, decided to gut it.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
We just really just built it like paycheck to paycheck. We had the money to buy the van, bought the van, and then just paid for it as we went, which was kind of why it took us so long.
It's actually like saving up for a motorcycle because I just got my license that fall. And then we decided to do the VANLIFE thing in like January. And so I just took that money and bought the van for like
worth it.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap. We didn't even get a chance to look at the van because he was like 3 hours away, and every time we'd find a van, they would just be gone so fast. Especially out east, they're not very common.
Yeah, they're really rare.
So we just basically called the guy and said, we'll take it. We drove there and took it.
And then made this?
Yeah. Treats are up there. And sorry.
Do you want your ball? Okay.
And when we decided to do the van, we were kind of stressing about the money thing because we were obviously paying rent and all that stuff at the same time. So we got the van, really good deal. It was like $2,000, and the guy actually safetied it for us, put new tires on it. So he was really cool. He actually added us on Facebook just to follow the adventure and stuff. So, but yeah, after that we just kind of literally like paycheck to paycheck. We put money aside for our bills and food, and then the rest of the money just kind of went into the van.
Yeah, so we were pretty like broke while we were building it, but and so the stages, like we did the flooring, and then it sat there for like a week or two, well 2 weeks because we were getting paid every 2 weeks, and then it sat there doing nothing, and then we did the next thing. Yeah, it was a slower process, but it only took 3 months still on the weekends. So like, yeah, it was literally paycheck to paycheck. Like the fan was a whole 2 week. That was it. That's all we had for 2 weeks was the fan. Yeah. Totally worth it because like the opportunity that we've had like now living in the van are opportunities we never would have gotten or had living in an apartment and paying rent.
But like the van cost $2,000. The build cost maybe like $3,000 at that, and a lot of that's like the fan, which is like $400.
Yeah,
like
the solar,
those expensive
the battery.
stuff. And then the repairs, we had a few leaks just to get it like safer on the roads, about $1,000. So all in all, like $6,000. But like stretched out over 3 or 4 months, and like between 2 paychecks. So $6,000 sounds like a lot, but we've been living in it for almost a year now, and so this amount of money we've saved on rent, just going off Halifax standards, we saved like $12,000.
Yeah.
So it's paid for itself. Plus we made $6,000, which that extra $6,000 has helped us travel.
Yeah,
like,
we've traveled a lot more than ever.
Yeah, like all across Canada. All the way down the south of the states, all around like Utah, Grand Canyon, all off just basically the money we saved from not paying rent.
Yeah.
How's work been on the road, like working on the road?
It's
Michael
fairly easy for me because I work in like construction, so like I can just go pretty much anywhere and apply to a few places and get callbacks.
Whenever we like run out of money, we just find a city to like bunk down in and then save for a couple months and then off to the next one. I work retail, so a lot of the times I just work at pet stores and stuff like that.
Yeah,
a lot easier for him, but it hasn't been too bad for me either.
Yeah, we usually stop somewhere for like 3 months and work, and that'll depending on what we do after, like where we go and how much we're driving, like we can live off that money for 3 months as well.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like you can control your money so easy in a van because, well, if you don't want to spend that much money, you just don't drive that much, or you just don't.
Sick. Yeah.
I'll just drive that much. I guess that's the only thing. But you kind of control.
Like,
how
gas
much
is
you
your
spend.
right, but you can control that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
And yeah, like right now I'm looking for work in Victoria. Like we've been here, or we're in Coquitlam. Like, we've been here 3 days, and I've already I applied a few places, and I've already had like 4 or 5 call me back, which is sick. Because construction's sweet like that. Like they're so desperate for people. It's so easy to get work.
Yeah. And we might do tree planting.
Yeah, we're gonna do tree planting in the summer. So I don't think work's an issue. I mean, as long as you go to a city, you can. It's the great thing about living in a van is you can go to a city that has lots of work.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter how expensive it is. So people are like, oh, well, you quit the jobs after like 3 months, like you're burning bridges. But like it's been like the total opposite. We've actually just made like open doors in every city we've been to. All the people we worked for.
Are like, we'll take you back if ever you like. They think what we're doing is cool because we don't hide it. We come out. We're like, we live in a van. Like, or if they ask for my address, I'm like, oh, I'm living in a van. Like, you either take it or you leave it. If you don't like that and that turns you off, then I don't really want to work for you anyway. Or like, I don't want to have to feel like I'm hiding like my life and how I live. But yeah, so everyone.
Yeah, like everyone we've worked for, even though we've only been there a couple months and we ended up quitting eventually, they're always like, if you're back in town, you have a job.
Yeah.
So like now if we ever go back
Yeah.
to Halifax, we have work. If we go back to Victoria, we have work. So it like opens a lot of doors.
Yeah.
It's not like that old school thought like you quit, you'll never be able to work there again.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you're a good worker, obviously.
And you leave on good terms, like whatever. But
so yeah, that part was a lot easier than we thought. So we did stress about that for a long time, like how are we gonna make money on the road and like travel and do all that stuff. And
at this age, like it's really hard or like weird to like make friends because you're at that age where like you're not in school and you're not like there's just no really way to meet people. But with the van thing, like we've made so many more friends than like we ever did before. Like it's just such a great community to be a part of, and it's just so
everyone's so
awesome.
chill.
Yeah, everyone's so nice and
it's cool because anywhere you go, you kind of run into people you know. Like it's crazy. We were in, where was it? We were in Yosemite, I think, and I met a guy from Fredericton there.
Yeah.
Like that's where I'm from. Like it's just so weird. He was traveling around in a Westie with his girlfriend. And like our friends from Ontario, we met up in Arizona with them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just cool. Like it makes the world seem a little bit smaller, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
Yeah, it's really fun.
No, that is pretty cool.
And because a lot of like you have similarities with these people, so you can like connect with them on
people I would never really have talked to like before, not because I'm like snob, just because like I would never be like, oh hey, I'm gonna talk to you, you know.
Yeah.
But like they're like some of our best friends now.
Yeah. And today, like someone at the laundromat, they came up to us and was like, hey, is that your van out there? Like that's so sick. You living in that?
Talked to us for like 20 minutes about how he wants to do the same thing and how he's from out east too. Yeah, it was cool. It opens a lot of conversation up.
Yeah, it's awesome. You have anything to say?
She's loving it too.
Oh yeah, she loves it so much. So much.
Sometimes you go a little too far on the trips. Like so this time we were like down south, we're like, we'll stay a little bit longer, and now we're coming back, we're cutting it pretty close on the money. But like once again, because of the van, it's not like we're losing our home because we're broke.
Yeah.
It's just
and because we have to, my sister just had another baby, so we're flying up to see them. So then for someone to take care of the dog, obviously that was like a huge chunk of money that we were like.
Big thing in the van is I guess not a negative with the dog, but it's just like
a challenge. Yeah,
it can be for us at least. Like she's old and she likes to sit in the front and she like pants just because she's old. But she like, and people see that and they think the dog is dying in there. She
usually just looks out sassy, but she's really good. Half the time she'll lay in the bed and just chill. But
just like just like when it's really hot and stuff, obviously you can't leave the dog in there for too long. So it's summertime. If like this year we're doing tree planting, so it's easier she can come with us. But like
Yeah, definitely in the
last
summer,
year,
only one of us can
only
have a
one
job
of us
with
could
the dog.
work because one person kind of had to stay back with the dog. And if we're traveling and we're going to a grocery store, like one person would stay in the van
Yeah.
at all times.
I'll go over some of the storage here. This one we built like halfway through like living in it. We found this little TV in my dad's garage that he didn't need, and it ended up being a 12 volt, so we need storage for it. So we built this, but now it just holds our dishes because we built it wrong and the TV didn't fit after we built it. So yeah, it's just storage. Like our utensils are down here and random things like a can opener, ladle, measuring cups. Then our pots and pans, more utensils, and then all of our like coffee and tea is up there. So there's that. And this we're really proud of. We were like, we didn't know how it was going to turn out, but we're proud of ourselves on that one. And then up here, we have like all of our toiletries, so toothbrush, whatever, toiletries. It's up there. And then this little part, it was like, kind of like, not useless storage, but we like in a van so small, you want any little bit of storage you can get. So we made this into storage. It's just all of our art supplies and books and stuff like that. And then on this side, pretty much same as this side, we just have a bunch of, it's kind of like your miscellaneous drawer in your house, but a lot of it's Jasmine's dog stuff, and then just decks of cards, Uno, our hammock, and like little electronic things, just kind of anything that doesn't really have a spot just gets thrown in there. And then in this drawer or cupboard here is our food storage. Mr. Noodles, essential van life, they're so cheap. Yeah, it's just all of our food is here. We have like bins that holds most of the food, so it's just easier to like pull it out. Yeah, so that's our food storage. Mr. Buddy, also key when you're living in the van in the winter. It would be better if you had like a diesel here that doesn't give off moisture, but it does the job because we don't need to use it all that much. And then this is our gray water, like water system, cleaning supplies. This is like our regular water for the dishes and stuff. And then that was the one thing when we built it before we had the containers for water. So the only thing that fits for our gray water is like a gas jug, but it works. It just looks a little sketchy when we have to dump it. But and then this part, this lifts up, and we have our stove, propane, and then like our other little stove in there for cooking. So then this here is all of our clothes, mostly mine, Michael's. So there's that, and the latch so that when we're driving it doesn't fly forward. And then our bed also lifts up. And then we have some extra clothes, random things, dog food. And then the back half is just all like garage storage kind of. So like our tools, Michael's skateboard, the longboard, other random like fluids that we need for the van are back there too.
One of my favorite things with the van, and it took so long to figure this out. Our first trip in the van, we made coffee with like French press or whatever. Got a coffee mug. I'm like, what are these slots for? And then I came up front and I went, that? And I was like, holy shit. Like they thought of everything back then.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, you can follow our adventures on Instagram. I'm sure he'll hopefully put the link at the bottom.
Yeah.
And
if you want a van life, you can do it. Even if
go
you're on a
for
budget,
it.
just go for it. It'll all
make
work
it
out.
work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say bye, Jasmine.
Bye.